Nobody noticed when I walked into the ballroom that night. Which was perfect. My name is Alara Monroe. And by the time I stepped through those golden doors, I was already written off, filed away by my family as the one who didn't quite make it. They didn't see me. Not my mother in her satin shawl, not my father scanning the crowd like a stockbroker at auction. Not even my brother Camden, whose name was embroidered on every banner in the room. To them, I was the dropout, the misfit who bailed on the family business. The sister who burned out trying to build something of her own and disappeared before anyone could say, "I told you so." But what they never saw, because they never cared to look, was that I hadn't disappeared. I had been building. Quietly. Invisibly. That gala, with its chandeliers and champagne flutes, wasn't just another networking event. It was a ceremony. A tribute to donors. A thank you to the unseen hands that kept the lights on in the fastest-growing tech company in the Northeast. Camden's company. The same one I had poured everything into, silently, from the shadows. He never knew. And I never needed him to. Until tonight. Growing up a Monroe meant playing a role. My father, a third-generation investment banker, ran our home like a portfolio, low risk, high expectations. My mother curated everything from our holiday cards to our college applications. Camden? He was their masterpiece. Ivy League. Magazine cover features before 30. He'd say things like, "Success is a system," while I was still figuring out where I belonged. I studied behavioral tech and UX design, two things my family didn't even pretend to understand. They called it cute. I launched my first startup with a team of nobodies, working out of borrowed conference rooms and cafes. By 29, it had crumbled. Quietly. No headlines. No drama. Just me, alone in a co-working space at 2 a.m., closing tabs on a failed dream. When it ended, so did the last thread of connection with my family. That weekend, they held a dinner for Camden's latest partnership. I showed up anyway. I remember sitting through toasts, picking at grilled halibut, while my mother leaned in with a smile too polished to be kind. "So, what's next for you, Alara?" she asked gently. "Or are you just resting now?" Resting. Like a broken machine. Camden didn't even look up. He just said, "Not everyone's built for execution." That night, I stopped explaining myself. Over the next 3 years, I vanished in plain sight. I sent cards on birthdays. Showed up for Christmas with generic gifts. But emotionally, I was gone. And I was busy. I took everything I'd learned from my failure, every broken contract, every near layoff, every sleepless night, and I turned it into something new. I started advising early-stage startups. Quietly. No name, no spotlight. Just value, behind the curtain. Eventually, I created my own investment syndicate. A shell company with a clean name, Ashmore Capital. Nothing that could ever be traced back to me. Then came Stratison. A data analytics company with serious scalability, and a CEO who didn't bluff. His name was Zane Rivers. They were in trouble. Their runway was shrinking, their Series A had stalled. I stepped in. And then, 8 months later, the new head of brand was announced. My brother, Camden. I didn't pull out. Not out of sentiment, but because I knew he was good at what he did. He could market anything. Even something he didn't build. He never asked where the money came from. Never wondered who owned the largest private equity share in Stratison. Never read deep enough into the quarterly board minutes to realize I was there, on the calls, under a pseudonym. Then, the black envelope arrived. It was addressed to my parents. Inside, an invitation to a gala honoring the visionaries behind Stratison's rise. No names listed. Just, recognition will be revealed live, to honor discretion. I knew what it meant. They were going to say my name. The ballroom pulsed with elegance. Gold drapes, glass sculptures, curated playlists. Camden stood near the podium, laughing with a senator. My parents were tucked near the front. No one noticed me slip in. I wore a simple black dress. No glitter. No heels screaming for attention. I took a seat near the back, next to a pillar, and waited. The speeches began. Board members. Partners. Then Camden. He thanked the leadership team. Praised the investors. Toasted the advisors. But then Zane stepped forward. And now, he said, we acknowledge the person without whom none of this would have happened. The investor who stepped in when others walked away. The one who never asked for recognition, but whose belief gave us our foundation. The room held its breath. He said the name slowly. Elara Monroe. Silence. Then whispers. Then heads turning. I stood. Calm. Straight. The kind of stillness forged through years of being overlooked. Camden's smile dropped. My mother's hand reached for her pearls. My father's jaw clenched. I walked to the stage. Zane took my hand. Thank you, he said. I took the mic briefly. Some of us are builders. Not for applause, but because we can't help it. Thank you for seeing value, in silence. I stepped down. The crowd clapped, hesitant and unsure. I returned to my seat. Camden appeared seconds later. You? He asked. Yes. Since when? Since the beginning. He stared at me. Why didn't you ever say anything? I shrugged. You never asked. But we're family. I met his eyes. Exactly. He sat back, stunned. You really funded all of it? More than anyone else. He was quiet. Then, I thought you quit. I know. And that, right there, was the real answer. When the gala ended, Camden asked if I'd sit at the family table. I smiled. No need. I already have my place. I walked out through the side door. The air outside felt still. Clean. Not triumphant. Just right. I had been invisible long enough. Let them see it now. Let them wonder. I didn't need their approval. I had something better. Legacy. On my terms.